Hey, let's talk science so the next time you see information online that makes you terrified of something you were putting in your body, you can actually know what to do with the information. I saw a post, multiple posts, about a study with the message that swapping organic food would drastically reduce the amount of pesticides in your system by some huge percent. To be clear, this video is not meant to argue whether you should or shouldn't eat organic. It's about how you should approach taking advice online. Okay, so I saw this post and I went and looked at the study. And the first thing I see, 2005. Okay, doesn't necessarily mean that this is bad information, but I would definitely want to see some more recent papers showing similar results. Next, I look at the title and I see the word children. These videos were not talking about children, they were talking about giving advice to adults, pregnant women. You can't generalize study results to a different population. You need to test it in that population to know if the effects are the same, especially with adults versus children, because children are not just tiny adults. I look a little further at the abstract and I see 23 elementary school age children. That is a really small sample size that was taken in Seattle, Washington. Small studies are really great in research, great for deciding whether or not more studies should be developed on a larger scale, should be replicated for other populations. But because this is such a small sample size, we cannot generalize this to the entire population. So what does it mean that it reduces pesticides by 80% in your system? Kind of relying on the assumption that we all believe pesticides are bad. And that can come from the naturalistic fallacy, because we need to see the data that shows that these types of pesticides are bad, because there are organic pesticides and inorganic pesticides, and both can have negative or negligible effects on our health. But we need to see the data showing that, not be relying on assumptions. So what should you do if you see a study like this that makes you question whether or not buying organic is harming you or any food is harming you? You want to look at the body of research, because we have to look at all of the studies to get an idea of what the research is actually saying, not a single study. You want to get multiple opinions from various people who are trained to read this kind of research, professionals with master's degrees and PhDs in nutrition. And you want to consider what is important to you and what is accessible to you, and then make a decision feeling empowered, not scared.